You are gonna need to be really, really smart, my gorgeous Aries, right at the beginning of this week. The reason why I'm saying this to you is because you are going to be dealing with this specific situation, and this specific situation is going to be consisting of you like realizing some kind of temptation right there, right in front of you. But you need to be so smart and you need to be so clever. How can I explain this to you? This temptation that you're going to become aware of, like literally half of you, it's going to be like, oh my God, it's going to be screaming, no baby, no, because that in itself is going to remind you of something really negative that you've been through, some kind of decision that you've made and some kind of decision that you regret already. So half of you is going to be reminded of some kind of repeated error, for example, okay, some kind of repeated error or something that you have already done. And then half of you is going to be like, oh my God, I just want to do this, I just want to go for it. So I really hope that you're going to be smart and you're going to be really clever. So at the beginning of this week, you're going to come across this particular temptation, my gorgeous Aries. So when it comes to that particular temptation, you know, what you need to understand is if you kind of go for it, it is unnecessarily going to like really kind of make you aware of like difficulties that you are going to need to be dealing with that are only going to be slowing you down on your journey. And this is completely unnecessary. And it would happen only because you would ignore the call of your soul. You would ignore the call of your spirit. And your spirit indeed is going to be warning you. So you really have to tune in and you need to pay attention to this intuition that I'm talking about, my gorgeous Aries, right now. So you need to kind of ignore this temptation. And this temptation in itself, it's a lot to do with something that you've already done. You do not want to repeat the same error whatsoever. So that in itself means that you are gonna need to basically separate the actual illusion from reality then and there. This is very, very important for you to do. By separating illusion from reality, you are already going to find yourself on a very important and specific path, which is going to lead towards your own safety. Okay, so this is really, really important. And most importantly, you know, this is kind of going to allow you to take a break in as little as like about a few weeks time. But most importantly, this in itself, it's going to create, it's a bit more to it, you see, because this in itself is going to create a path to your spiritual growth as well. So do not be surprised, like after this moment in time, you are gonna kind of really pretty much so gonna return to yourself. And I'm not saying that you weren't with yourself, but you are going to return to yourself literally, because you will realize, you know, now suddenly there is a lot going to be on your mind, things that you used to do, things that you used to enjoy that you're not enjoying anymore, almost as if you are going to wake up from some kind of like a deep sleep that you've been in, you know, for quite a while now. So this is why this is going to create such a powerful moment. And then, you know, like about 2 weeks later, in 2 weeks time exactly, in 2 weeks time from now on exactly, you are going to really pretty much so going to become aware of an opportunity that I can only call like a magical opportunity. Honestly, you are going to become aware of a magical opportunity. And otherwise, if you went for this temptation here, you would never be able to notice this magical opportunity. And this is why this is so important indeed. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Aries, this is absolutely brilliant. The resolution of one of the most annoying problems you've ever had. But this annoying problem was pretty much going on in your life for the last 3 months quite a lot, because it was keep on making you indecisive when you shouldn't have been indecisive. And when we carry on being indecisive, or almost as if we are again ignoring the call of our soul, ignoring our own spirit. So there's certain things are going to be keep on repeating until we come out of our own shell, and until we sometimes, you know, understand that we need to kind of do things in life that are kind of pretty much so risky, but it's needed. It's needed, but it's all down to you, the way you view things, and to your intuition as well. So at around the midweek, my gorgeous Aries, it's like brilliant, because this annoying problem, it's gonna, like, you will know what to do with this annoying problem. And you know what I find really interesting is, because this has been like really, my God, dominating your life for the last like 3 months, like quite a lot. But what I find really interesting is that at around the midweek, you know, it's because of the months that we are in right now. Everything is heightened, especially when it comes to our intuition, when it comes to our third psychic eye. So a lot of things are going to come while we are sleeping, because it's going to be enhanced, the way we're going to do, the way we're going to sleep, the way we're going to dream, and the way we're going to kind of have astral projections. Believe me or not, but all of us have got astral projections every single night, but we don't necessarily remember, you see. So now what am I trying to say here is that basically at around the midweek, you're literally going to wake up in the morning, and suddenly this solution, this resolution to this problem that was bothering you for the last 3 months, and it was dominating your life quite a lot for the last 3 months, you're going to have the solution to this problem. And you need to understand that this is going to be so important for you to go for it almost immediately, because this was making your life unnecessarily very, very difficult, and it was even affecting your relationship with people. It was even affecting you being inspired when you should have been inspired, you know. And most importantly, it is going to bring a healing into your life, because you are going to have a satisfactory result. So you really, really have to go for it. But there is one little thing that I need to mention. You may not like it, but there is some kind of compromise that you are gonna become aware of, and the actual that particular compromise is going to be part of absolutely everything. And you must not allow this compromise to put you off whatsoever. This is a brilliant time for you, because now your luck is about to change, okay, in a good way. Okay, so this is going to be really big. And you know what, like, this is going to bring you the power you didn't have in a while now. This resolution to this problem, that this particular thing that was like dominating your life for the last 3 months terribly, and now this is going to bring a really big accomplishment in terms of you feeling so confident with what you've done as well. Absolutely brilliant. So that is going to lead towards you knowing exactly what do you need to abandon as well? What do you need to move away from? What do you need to walk away from, my gorgeous Aries? This is very important indeed. And somebody very close to you at around the midweek is going to need your help, okay? And I'm not saying that that person is going to be screaming in the corner like needing help, but somebody is just like, again, like kind of like really having a quite like a dark entities around them. One particular person who is very, very sensitive. This particular person is very sensitive purely because that particular person has gone through so much in their lives, and it hasn't been easy whatsoever. And now, sadly, that particular person is being surrounded by somebody like really dark and negative, and they're trying to lead that person towards doing something that that person shouldn't do in the first place, because there is not going to be way back from this whatsoever. It's to do with something irreversible. So why am I talking to you about that person? Because it's somebody in your life. It's somebody who means to you so much, and somebody who you are directly connected to, but then again you have just lost the connection just a little bit lately. Not necessarily like you kind of like drifted apart, no baby, no, but it's just maybe you didn't talk to that person like for a while, or you didn't see that particular person as often you see this person. It is just kind of along those lines, but the actual feelings, you know, and vibration in between you, it's there. That's why it's showing these particular cards as well. You know, that's why it's showing very, very strongly that, you know, somehow you are really going to become aware of who this is. And it's going to happen at around the midweek, and it's going to happen at a time when you become aware of like some kind of accomplishment. You know, you're going to become aware of a really good news, my gorgeous Aries, when it comes to your future. Something that you will be able to do when it comes to your near future, and you're going to to be very, very happy, because you will consider this as a huge, massive accomplishment, and something is going to happen much sooner, much quicker, you know, than you actually thought. So this is brilliant, you know. But I'm just telling you this as well, that at around that particular time, it's going to be brought to your attention about this specific person, that they are indeed going to need your help, and you know exactly what to do, you know exactly what to say. Okay, this is why this is so important. And there is something that that person is actually going to tell you as well. I know it's going to sound crazy, but somehow that person is going to point you towards the right direction as well. And when you realize what this is, you're not going to be able to believe it. Because first of all, this person is going to come up with something and tell you something which is going to blow you away completely. And then it's going to start making sense to you quite a lot. So this is why my saying that you're going to be pointed towards the very, very specific direction that otherwise you wouldn't become aware of. You see how everything is indeed connected. Again, you are going to benefit from this wonderful spiritual domino here. Sorry. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Aries, something really, really surprising it's actually going to happen. This, you know, completely out of the blue, and I like it. You are yet again going to find yourself completely somewhere completely unplanned, and this is so needed, this vibration and energy, because when you find yourself somewhere completely unplanned, a lot comes through your subconscious mind, and your first response, you know, to things that you find yourself around are really pure, are really, really pure. This is when your direct, you know, the purest essence of you comes out of you and just faces things in a completely different way, much more spiritual and much more elevated. So what does that mean? But it means that the things you come across, you just kind of understand from a slightly different angle. So something really you're going to find yourself somewhere completely unplanned, and something very unusual, it's actually going to happen to you. And then what is going to happen to you, all I can describe is that this is going to be really beautiful experience. But you're going to experience something, you're going to taste something, you're going to tap into a very, very interesting dimension. And for the first time in your life, you're going to feel such a great need and urge in order to kind of jump into something, in order to learn something more, something about something really specific. You will want to learn, and you will want to find out more about it. And the more time goes by, the more powerful connection you're actually going to feel. This is so important, because at the same time, there are going to be all sorts of ideas that you're going to have, and these ideas are going to make you feel alive again, and this is going to be followed by an amazing and interesting realization, which is going to make you feel a little bit indecisive at the moment, because somebody in your life is just not going to be able to understand where exactly you're coming from. Somebody who makes a great impact on your life, somebody who's very connected to you. Maybe this is your partner, wife, husband, maybe best friend, maybe like a really close family member, but somebody's just not going to be able to understand what are you talking about and where you're coming from. And that you should not allow to put you off, my gorgeous Aries, whatsoever, you know, because that is just going to make you feel a little bit indecisive. But the more time you take, you know, the more difficult it's going to be later, because this is indeed an integral part of your spiritual journey, and it's something that lots of people may not be able to understand, but you, my gorgeous Aries. So this is really something that you need to take on the board immediately. So when you become aware of something that you feel a very strong connection to, and you want to tap into it more, you want to learn about it more, my advice is just to basically go for it immediately. So now I'm just going to shuffle these oracle cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be an oracle card of the week, my gorgeous Aries. Let's just see what the oracle card of the week is going to be. Oh my God, embracing. How beautiful is that? Embrace your future, my gorgeous Aries. This is so important. Embrace your future. I think it's a lot to do with the end of this week, with the very end of this week, when you become aware of this situation where you will want to learn so much about something and you've never had any kind of feelings about that before whatsoever. This is your sign. This is your sign that you're spiritually evolving, and this is your sign that you also need to be prepared for something very amazing to happen to you, something very unusual, when you're going to find out new things about yourself, but most importantly, embracing it. You need to embrace the unknown as well. So do not allow the fact that maybe something is unknown to you, or the fact that you're going to become aware of the fact that unknown stage of your life, it's about to begin. You know, you must not kind of allow this to put you off whatsoever. Okay? Okay, my gorgeous Irines, thank you. Sorry. My goodness. Okay, my gorgeous Irines, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.